Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am pleased to show you this card. And I'm doing the technique today, I'm calling it pearlized cardstock. So this is the card we'll be making today, and this shell here is pearlized. You can kind of see, there we go. And this actually was this cardstock, and it changes the color a little bit, and it still really gives a nice little accent. This card was cased from someone on Pinterest. I apologize, I did not get that person's name, but it was such a pretty card I couldn't not copy it. So let's get started. You will need a blending brush and your white shimmer paint, and if you'd like you could use a block that we can just pour the shimmer paint right on here. And I need a kit here, so sorry. Okay, we'll use this kit. So this is the club kit. All this applies inside, and this blue piece here is for the sample, and this is what the sample will look like. It changes the color that much, and so this, you'll do the same technique on your little sample if you're a club member. The first thing we need to do is cut out a hunk, if you will, a hunk of the dies that are, let me get that out. These are the dies from the Sand and Sea collection, and I just took a piece of the Rococo Rose and cut it out, this way, no wonder it's not fitting, like a puzzle. I'm not good at puzzles, obviously. And then, really? Well, this goes in here. I don't know why it's not fitting. There we go. This is how it goes in. Oh my goodness. So I just took a scrap of the Rococo Rose and just cut out a portion of it. I didn't use the entire die. So I put it in here, and I did want, there's a little bitty shell right here, and I wanted that as well to put on the inside. And this piece is just, will be discarded. Okay, so after I put it in through the machine, I took this piece and I embossed it with the Sand and Sea embossing folder. It's a 3D folder, and I took my plain piece, it obviously wasn't embossed yet, and I put the piece inside on the bumpy side and I just lined it up how I wanted it. I did put a little piece of washi tape, or you could use a post-it note just to hold it in place, and then I embossed it, ran it through the machine, and this is what I came up with. Okay, so I did use the stamp set for the sentiment while I have it out, and I used Wishing You the Very Best, and this is called Friends Are Like Seashells. So to do the technique, you simply take your blending brush, and you could do it one or two ways. You can pour this out and shake it up first, of course, and you pour it out and you put just a dot on your block. And it's almost empty, there we go. Put a little dot on my block. You could also take your brush and put it like this and like dump it onto your brush. That's kind of dangerous in case you miss or you move or whatever. So this is the safest way to do this. And you can use as much of the blending or the shimmer paint that you like. So now I'm just grabbing it, kind of evening it out a little bit, and just swirling it onto the design, or to the cardstock. And I want both of these shells, the big one and the little one. And these brushes work so nicely, and it's so smooth. And anybody who knows me, they'll find me playing with the brush. I'm constantly caressing it. It sounds silly. Now to wash this, that's all it takes, just that little bit. So to wash this, I will run it under the faucet, and I will use a microfiber cloth to dry it, and you just sort of hold it after it's wet, and then you'll see all of the water get absorbed into the rag. You can also use a paper towel, but this seems to work the best. And then you'll just wash off your block, and you're ready for the next project. So this card is so simple, but it's so pretty. Now we have a piece of the Sand and Sea designer paper, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just putting this, you could use either side. Oops, I'm going to use my old tape, it's just not cooperating today. Okay, and then we will put this on here. And then I have a piece of cardstock, 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I'll use this one. There we go. And I will put this on. I like the Seal Plus actually better. It seems to roll easier. I don't know why, but it does. The other one I have trouble with it for some reason. Okay, then I took a piece of white, just basic white, and I embossed it in this folder. It's I'll put the name, I'll list the name. I don't recall what it is right now. I believe it's Seaside. And I just did a little piece of it, 2 by 5 1/4. And put that on the front here. And then I'll take my pieces that I have here, and we'll just cut off some of the extra pieces that I really didn't want. And you just go around the embossed line. It goes really quickly because you're not cutting out the entire piece. Okay. And I'm not 100% sure which way this is supposed to go. I'm not a real big shell person, so either the narrow end goes one way or it goes this way. I'm not sure. So I'm doing this bumpy end on the bottom. Could be right, could be not. If you know for sure, just leave me a comment. Okay, now I'm popping this up. Just need a couple dimensionals just to keep it so that it looks like it's 3D. Oops. Okay. Shouldn't be so difficult. Oh. Alright, then I'm taking, oh come on, taking these off after I put another one on. Oh my goodness. Camera goes on and everything goes awry. Always the way when you're trying to film something. Alright. Okay. Then I just put that on an angle like this. And I have already embossed this sentiment. It says wishing you the very best on a piece of 1/2 inch by about 3.5 inches, but we will trim it down. And I'm not putting a banner end on it. I'm just leaving this one straight. And then this just goes on just flat. And I sort of tuck it underneath the shell a little bit. That. And then to top it off, I used a couple of the oval gems. And the oval rounds, I believe they're called. Or opal. Opal, I knew it wasn't right. Opal rounds. So I'm just putting a couple on there just for a little bit of pizzazz to keep the pearl look going. And then on the inside, I just have a piece of white that I will add that little shell that we had left over. And so we'll put this in here. And then I have this little one left right here. Finish cutting that out. Like that. And then I'll just glue that in. And then it all ties it together. So this is a beautiful card and a fun technique. Again, for your sample, you'll just color the entire piece. You'll start out like this and color the entire piece with your shimmer paint, and you'll get a totally different look. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.